Hello friends, this is Dr. T. Ambuli, Associate Professor, SR Minister Science and Technology. So in this video, I am going to discuss about the topic variance analysis. So already we have discussed about the concept about the variance. In this video, I am going to discuss about what is the term sales variance, what are the different method we can compute the sales variance. Then how we are going to solve problem under sales variance. These are aspects I am going to discuss under this session. So before discussing the concept sales variance, first we will know about what is the term variance. Variance in general it means the difference. So the difference between two variables that you can call as that varying each other that you can call as variance. So in this concept, sales variance means how the actual sales differ from estimated or budgeted sales. Before making a sales, we have to estimate how much sales, how much quantity we are going to sell, at what value we are going to sell, and what is the rate we are going to sell. All this will decide before the actual sales we are going to sell. So in this case, with the estimated or a budgeted sales, we'll we are going to find out the difference with the actual sale. What actually we estimated, whether it differ from the what actually we sold, at what actual quantity we have sold, or actual value we have sold, or actual price we have sold. So what is the difference between these actual and budgeted sales that you can call as sales variance? This sales variance helps the business to understand why actual sales revenue was higher or lower than the expected sale. If there is the difference is that the difference, for those difference we have to find out the reason we are, or the causes for the reason, causes for the actual sales which are made, so that we are going to consider in the case of sales variance. The main purpose of sales variance to know the reason for the difference between the actual sales and the budgeted sales. Whether the difference may be a positive or negative, in both the cases we have to know about the reason. So for that purpose, the sales variance be very useful in reality. So sales variance is the difference between actual sales and budgeted sales, and help it analyze why the sales performance is deviated from the planned one. So that we are going to compute by using two methods. One is based on the sales value and the next one is based on the profit. The first sales variance we are going to discuss about based on the sales value. So based on the sales value, what is the term sales variance? The variance or the difference caused due between the actual sales and the budget sales. So what is the actual sales we have made and what estimated sales we have already fixed. By comparing these two, the difference only we can call as sales variance based on the value. So in order to compute the sales variance based on the value, so we are going to calculate based the sales variance based on value variance, price variance. Then we are going to calculate based on the volume variance, that is nothing but quantity variance. Then if we have a different sales mix we are used, we are going to find the sales mix variance, and the last one will be the sales quantity variance. So these are the five variants we are going to compute based on the sales variance on value basis. So first one, sales value variance. Sales value variance is nothing but budgeted sales minus actual sales. Budgeted sales can be computed by using budgeted quantity into budgeted price. Budgeted sales means what is the estimated quantity we are planned to sell in the future, and what is the price we are going to decide to sell, that is called as budgeted sales. Actual, what is the actual quantity you have sold and what is the actual price you have sold, you have sold that particular quantity. So the difference only we can call as sales value variance. The next one is sales price variance. Here we are going to compare the selling price of the budgeted selling price and actual selling price. So this sales price variance we are going to compute by using this formula, actual quantity into actual selling price minus budgeted selling price, that you can call as sales price variance. The next one is sales volume variance. It says about the difference between the quantity of sale goods sold. So here we are going to compare the quantity. So that is a standard price or budgeted price into actual quantity sold minus budget quantity sold. The next one is mix variance. Whenever when you are selling, when your sales are made with a different mix, then we are going to compute the sales mix variance. Here the revised standard quantity minus actual quantity into standard price. What is the term revised standard quantity? The total weight of actual quantity sold and total weight of standard quantity sold into standard quantity, we will get the revised standard quantity. By using that formula, we are going to compute the revised standard quantity, and with the revised standard quantity, we are subtracting the actual quantity sold. Then that we have been multiplied with standard price, we will get the sales mix variance. Then sales quantity variance. So here, in this case, we are going to calculate the quantity variance by standard quantity sold minus the revised standard quantity. The previous formula, we are going to compare revised standard quantity with the actual quantity. Here, the standard quantity with the revised standard quantity and multiply with the standard price, and we are going to compute the sales quantity variance. So, by using this 5 formula, we can calculate the sales variance based on the value method. The next one is based on the profit method. That is, so here the sales variance we can calculate based on the profit. Profit is nothing but comparing the selling price minus cost price. So when you are making a sales, what is the cost incurred for the particular quantity sold? That price will be there. So each and every sales, we are going to find out the profit. Selling price minus cost price, we are getting profit. Based on the profit per unit, we are going to compute the sales variance. So here in this case also, we are going to calculate sales value variance, sales price variance, and sales volume variance. So in the case of sales value variance is nothing but, that is budgeted sales minus actual. Budgeted sales, here we can compute by using this formula. What is the budgeted quantity we are estimated to sell into budgeted profit per unit? So budgeted profit, how we are going to compute? By comparing the budgeted cost price minus budgeted selling price. The difference only we can call as budgeted profit. So that profit per unit only you are going to multiply with the budgeted quantity. Similarly, you are going to, what is the actual quantity sales? Actual sales is nothing but actual quantity, actual profit per unit. Actual profit we are going to determine by comparing the actual selling price minus actual cost price. The difference what you are getting is nothing but actual profit. That profit per unit you are going to multiply with the actual quantity sold, that we can get the actual sales value. So by comparing these two, we will get the sales value variance. Then sales price variance, here we are comparing that is budgeted profit per unit minus actual profit per unit into actual quantity sold. Then next one is sales volume variance. Here you are going to calculate the quantity variance by actual quantity sold minus budget quantity sold into standard profit per unit. So by using these 3 formula, we are going to compute the sales variance based on the profit. And also we can, if while doing a sales we have a mix, then we can compute the mix variance. The mix variance also we are going to compute by calculating the revised standard quantity. Revised standard quantity is nothing but total weight of actual mix divided by total weight of standard mix into standard quantity sold. So by comparing the, but here minus actual quantity, we are going to find multiply with the what is the standard profit per unit. Similarly, we can calculate sales quantity variance, that is comparing the standard quantity with the revised standard quantity into standard profit per unit. We can compute the sales quantity variance. So now we'll see the problem with related to the sales variance based on the value. See here, in this problem, there's a particular company that J Limited furnishes the following information related to budgeted sales and actual sales for the September 2025. So here they are given 3 type of product they are sold, A, B and C. budgeted sales, we are given sales per unit and the selling price per budgeted selling price per unit. Similarly, what is the actual quantity they are sold and what is the actual selling price they are given here in this column. So now they are asked to calculate the sales variance. So we are going, because they are given different type of products are sold, so we can say mix variance, sales value variance, sales price variance, sales volume variance, sales mix variance, and sales quantity variance. All this we are going to compare by using this formula. The first one formula, sales value variance. Sales value variance is budgeted sales minus actual sales. So budgeted sales for the three products we are going to so 1200 into 15. So this budgeted quantity of say product A into what is the budgeted price for the product A. They similarly, what is the actual sales? 880 units are sold at the rupees 18 rupees. So actual quantity into actual rate per unit. So by comparing, so budgeted 1200 into 15 and 880 into 18. So here, so we'll get the value because the budget is more than, in the case of sales variant, when the budget is more than the actual, we can say as adverse. Whenever we are getting answer in plus, then we can call as adverse. Whenever we can get the answer in minus, we can call as favorable. So here, because of sales is always a revenue, in this case the actual always should be more, then only we can say as a favorable. So whenever we are favorable, whenever budgeted is more than actual, then we can call as adverse. Similarly for product B, 800 into 20 and 880 into 20. Again, here 820 we can get 16,000, but 880 into 20 it's more than that. So we are getting the favorable of 1,600. Actual is more, that's why we are getting 1,600 favorable. Similarly for the product C, 2,000 into 40 and 2,640 into 38. So here, so actual is more. So here we get the favorable of 20,320. So here two favorable and one adverse. So for favorable add together and subtract with adverse, and we can use a greater number sign. That is 19,760 is a favorable. Then next one, sales price variance. We are going to compare the price. So here actual selling price minus budgeted selling price into actual quantity. For A, 18 minus 15. So actual is more, 3 rupees, 3 into 880. So that's why we are getting favorable. Then the second one is both are same, 0. 20 minus 20, 0. 0 into 820, 0 only. 880, 0 only. Then for the product C, 38 minus 40, minus 2. Because actual is less than the budgeted. So minus 2. Minus 2 into 2,640, we get 5,280 adverse. So here, one in favorable, another one in adverse. So which is higher value? Adverse value is higher value. So the answer also we can mention as adverse only. Minus it and write in a minus sign. That is adverse. Then sales volume variance. So sales volume variance, actual quantity sold minus budgeted quantity into standard selling price. So actual quantity is 880 minus standard quantity, that is 1,200. So you'll get minus into 50 minus some value, that is minus 320 into 15, we get 4,800 adverse. 880 minus 800 plus 80 plus 80 in 20, 1,600 favorable. Because actual is more, then we can write favorable. When actual is less, we can write as adverse. So here 880 minus 1,200 again. So here not 880, I think so. The third product 2,000 minus 2,640. 2,000 minus 2,640. So we are getting 2,000 minus 2,640, 640. So just 640 into 15 we'll get adverse. Okay, so 2 in adverse and 1 in favorable, that's why we are getting favorable. 2,640 is adverse. Okay, sales mix 2,640 minus 2,640, 640 in 50, we will get 25,600. So favorable 2, favorable and 1 adverse. So we get 22,400. The next one is because we have three type of product, so A, B and C, we can calculate sales mix variance. So in order to calculate sales mix variance, we are using the formula revised standard quantity minus actual quantity into standard price. So revised standard quantity we have to compute. Revised standard quantity is nothing but total actual quantity divided by total standard quantity into standard quantity. So here 4400 is the total actual quantity, then total standard quantity is 4000. Shall see how we are getting the here this total of this will get 4000, this total of this will get 4400. Okay, so this total the actual quantity total 4400, standard quantity 4000 into standard quantity of product A 1200 will get 1320 as a revised standard. Similarly we have to do for product B and product C, that we are going to substitute in the formula revised standard quantity 1320 minus actual quantity 880 into 15 6600. 880 minus 880 we are getting 0 into 20 0. Then 2200 is a revised standard quantity minus actual quantity 2640 into 40. So here 1000 70,600. So one in favorable, another one in adverse. So minus it. So you are having a greater number sign of 11,000 favorable. Favorable. The next one will be revised sales quantity variance. In the case of sales quantity variance, the formula is standard quantity minus revised standard quantity into standard price. Already we have computed revised standard quantity, so just we are going to substitute here. Standard quantity of product is 1200, revised standard quantity is 1320. So 1200 minus 1320, 120. 120 into 15 will get 1800 favorable. 800 minus 880 we are getting 80. 80 into 20 we are getting favorable of 1600. 2000 minus 2200 we are getting 200. 200 into 40 8000. So all favorable together, we are all are in favorable, so added together we get 11400 favorable. So in such a way we have to compute the sales variance based on the value method. The next problem we'll see about the profit and sales value where sales variance based on the profit. So A and company provide the following data relating to the budgeted and actual sales of the commodity they produce and sell. So here they are given only one product, that is 5000 quantity, budgeted selling price 20, budgeted cost price 16, actual quantity sold is 7000, actual selling price is 19. So here we have to find out the profit. So if you have to prepare a table, quantity sold, budgeted, selling price, cost price, profit, actual quantity sold, actual quantity selling price, cost price we say 16, actual selling cost price. And so 20 minus 16 is 4, 19 minus 16 is 3. Okay, now based on this profit per unit, we are going to compare the sales variance. So here in this problem we can able to compare only sales value variance, sales price variance, sales volume variance. Your mix variance is not possible because your only one quantity of product is given. They are not given different product sold. So first we'll see what is sales value variance. Sales value variance is budgeted sales minus actual sale. Budgeted sales, here we can compute it budgeted quantity sold into budgeted profit per unit minus actual quantity sold into actual profit per unit. Budget quantity sold is 5000 into budgeted profit 4 rupees. So 5000 to 4 20,000. Then actual quantity sold 7800, actual profit 3, 7800 into 3. So 20,000 minus 23,400. Actual is more than a budget, so we are getting 3,400 favorable. The next one is sales price variance. In the case of sales price variance, we are going to compute actual, that is actual quantity sold into actual profit per unit minus budgeted profit per unit. So actual quantity sold is 7800, actual profit is 3 rupees per unit and budgeted profit per unit is 4. 3 minus 4 minus 1, minus 1 into 7800, 7800 adverse. Then the next case, sales volume variance. Sales volume variance is nothing but actual quantity sold minus budgeted quantity sold into standard profit per unit. So actual quantity 7,800 minus budgeted quantity 5,000. So actual quantity is more, 2,800 is more into 4, 11,200 favorable. Now we can prove in the variance analysis already in the material variance I said you can prove your result. That is proof you can able to find out like this. That is sales value variance equal to sales price variance plus sales volume variance. Okay, now just I'll prove this result. Sales value variance 3,400 favorable equal to sales price variance 7,800 adverse plus 11,200 favorable. So 11,200 minus 7,800 will get 7,800 will get 3,400 favorable. So in such a way we can for a sales value method value variance also you can calculate, you can prove this result. Okay, thank you.